Welcome to Chamba Sports, where we highlight our community in the youth sports space and talk about the real passion behind the sport and how it heals us and makes us the best players in the game. With the help of our athletes, our coaches, our parents, and the fans, that's all of us. Let's get into it. Our special guest today is Andrew. Andrew, how are you feeling today?
Feeling all right.
Are you
a little nervous?
A little nervous? Okay.
But we'll get over it in like a couple minutes.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, I learned about Andrew because Coach V here actually got to coach you last year.
Yeah.
Right? And you are actually a sophomore at Golden Valley High School, right?
Yeah.
All right. And so how does that experience, like, how's football going? And you like it? And I heard, because he was praising you, that you were such a great player. So, and it was your first time playing football ever last year, right?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. So how was that?
It was a little nerve-wracking, like my first practice out there. But after I started like meeting people and like making friends, that's when I was like getting more used to it. And then plus him, my other coaches were like motivating me just to like play more. And then now like I'm on varsity, I have still one coach who like keeps on motivating me, and it's just, I like it. It's like there's nothing wrong with it. I love it.
That's good. Well, tell us a little bit about yourself. Who is Andrew? What sports do you play? I know that you also play baseball.
Yeah, I do.
Wrestling too.
Wrestling, yeah.
And you have horses, or
yeah, I do.
Horse ride,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, he's a big horse person. So,
Yeah.
well, what I see in the videos that he showed me, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My name's Andrew Gonzales. I do football, wrestling, and baseball. For football, I barely got on varsity. For wrestling, I'm still on JV, but still working on it. And then for baseball, freshman year, I was on varsity.
Oh.
And yeah.
So all-star player right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. See?
I think I took second. Like, I was at second base, and I took second in league. And I was only there for half the season.
Wow. Why were you only there for half the season?
Because I was at JV. That was my first time ever playing baseball, too.
Wow.
And see, that's why I seen the potential.
Wow. Okay. So he's an all-star over here.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I understand. That's so cool. And what made you, is it just because when you started high school, is that when you kind of started playing, or when did you actually start playing? Like any sport, or was it your first times playing any sports? Like, what about when you were little?
I was little. I started playing, I started doing wrestling when I was little. Like, I think I started at 4 or 5 till I was like 7 or 8 or something. But yeah, like football and baseball, that's like when I got into high school, that was my first time ever playing. But wrestling, I did it for a little bit. I used to have the medals, but they got lost. I don't know where they're at. But I still got some of my, I got 2 medals in my room right now. They're hanging up. But yeah, besides those 2, the sports, that's all I've played.
Okay, that's awesome. And who motivates you? Because I know, we'll share this a little bit, and we can share as much as you feel comfortable with. But we know that your foster parents actually play a really big part of, supporting you and letting you even come on the podcast.
Yeah, for sure.
We thank you wherever you're at. Thank you, thank you for allowing him and share his stories. So, do you want to elaborate a little bit of like how supportive, or actually who's your support team? Like I know that your dad too. We've seen him at the football games.
Yeah,
so he's very supportive as well.
It's like my dad and then my mom. Like my dad, he just helps me mentally. Like sometimes I just go up to him, I call him after practice. I'm like, dang, today was a hard day of practice. A lot of conditioning. Like sometimes I even call him at night. I'm like, dang, like I'm sore. Like I don't know what to do. He's like, hop in that bath. Like take a hot bath or take an ice bath and stuff like that. And then my mom, she just supports me with everything. Like with my equipment and stuff like that. She buys me like stuff like that, and she just helps me big time.
And she's your foster mom, right?
Yeah.
Okay. How long have you been with her?
I think 7 or 8 years now.
Wow. So
But
she's
yeah.
your mama. That's your mama.
Yeah, that's my mama.
That's your mama.
Yeah.
I think I got to her when I was barely turning 8. I was barely turning 8.
Okay.
But yeah. Then my sibling, Ezekiel, he was 3 when he came to, and then Amber was 5. Younger
so
sister.
you guys all came together.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's way better than a lot of people's situation where
Yeah.
they get separated. So
I
that's really
asked the
good.
court too, and my dad too. We're like, we want to have them all together.
Yeah,
Oh, that's awesome.
gives confidence. So
Yeah. Do you think that kind of played her motivating you guys, like, it, kept you in the sport world. Does the sport kind of help as an
Yeah.
outlet?
It does. Like for me, like as a kid, like I always had built up anger. I was a hothead mostly, and that's why I wanted to do football, because I was like, I could just do that instead of hitting anything else. I could just hit other people. Really.
Okay.
To a point.
Yeah. Let's
to
tackle
it,
them.
yeah,
We'll
yeah.
tackle them. But yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, wow. So, just so everybody knows, I think you have a little bit of that same kind of story and how football.
Yeah, I
helped
was
you.
the same way. I went through the foster system too, so sports was always there even before. So I was always just a runner, just running cross country, track and stuff. So I said it helped me running and everything. Just kept my mind on just out of everything else and just focus more. So that's where it helped me mainly, because it took me out of the equation or mentally. So yeah.
But same like Andrew, your grandparents came in the picture, and they really were like that biggest motivation to keep you in the sport. And make
Yeah,
sure
my
you
grandpa
played.
tried to go ahead and do as much as he can. You know, he'd already raised a couple kids already. After that, we all know we get burnt out as parents. So, I had to bless him for his patience with me and stuff. But yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just like a little difficult though, being on varsity, getting those big hits in or getting hit.
Well, okay, you're the big man on campus, right? Because you're a sophomore, you're playing on varsity. You had to make that tough decision of coming to varsity, right? They invited you over to come to varsity.
Yeah.
Yeah, and talking a little bit, like, is it tough being on varsity because you're a sophomore and players already have their spots? And
It's a little bit. It's just like that's how I think of it. I'm like, I'm just gonna do it. Like I don't care if they have a permanent spot or not. I'm gonna take it.
There we go.
I don't care if they're older than me, if they have more seniors or whatever. I don't care. I'm gonna take it.
Mm.
Like for baseball, I took someone's spot. He was a senior. That was his last year, and that's what kind of just like gets me going. I'm like, I don't care. Like I'm gonna do it.
the motivation, the drive.
Yeah.
That's good.
So even as a coach, that's hard to find right there, where you want kids to challenge the other kids to say, I'm gonna take your spot, so both of them could get better, and both of them. So he's in a good spot. Like I said, coming from the coaches, don't want to give too much and everything, but yeah, we always talked highly about you, and like I said,
But
your
you're a
drive.
beast on the field, right? I
Yeah.
mean, we have some clips.
Yeah.
You running people over, and I mean.
I always show the highlight clip when I talk
Yeah.
about you. I always show the Arvin highlight clip where you just running through tackles and everything, keep
Oh,
your
yeah.
head down.
He has that clip. That's like this is his like this is Andrew right here. So
Mhm.
yeah,
And, because I remember that game where you told me like, "Hey, coach, I'm nervous, man." So I just gave you my point of view of what I do usually before a game, and I just hit as hard as I can, like either on kickoff return, just to start it off. I played outside linebacker, so the harder I hit, the first hit, everything else just seems oblivious after that. It's like it doesn't even faze me no more. So
the
and shakes the
Arvin
nerves
game
away.
was really hot, and there was a lot of mosquitoes.
Yes, I
Yeah,
actually had.
I remember I had to leave just to go get you guys some mosquito sprays.
Yeah, us and the
Was
coaches,
hot,
thank
yeah.
you, because we didn't have no bug spray on that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was a good game and everything. I know we still lost and everything, but like I said, it was
Yeah.
a really good development game for us.
Yeah, that was one of the games. Like that was like one of my big games too. Like that's where like I really popped off at. I feel like that. I think that game I had at least 200 rushing, even more probably, but I'm not even sure to be honest. I think that game I even had a touchdown too.
Oh yeah, it was
Yeah.
like I think it was
It was like a 4th and 1 or
it was
Third
right there
and
on the goal
one.
line, and you
Yeah.
just punched it in there. So exactly what they want to use you to for varsity, but they wanted you to go ahead and get the experience right now of learning how to hit, because it's a big difference going from JV to varsity, in my experience too.
yeah, for sure.
So, but yeah.
Well, and we'll play the clip so you guys can watch it, because that is something that I think everybody after seeing it will be like, damn.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
if they
some
didn't give
skill
us
in there.
access to that to her clip of her taking somebody out,
Yeah,
but
but Andrew gave us some access, so we'll
Yeah,
be
yeah,
able
yeah.
to post those clips. So Andrew, I overheard you, and I told you to save it for the podcast. that you want to coach in high school. When you get older, you want to coach
Yeah.
high school football. But what do you want to do? What do you want to do after high school? Do you want to continue sports? Do you want to play at a college level?
Like hopefully that's what I'm like trying to like do is just try to get scouted. Like I want to
Okay.
go to college and stuff like that, but if that doesn't work out, I want to coach sports like football and baseball.
It's not that it doesn't work out. It's that we got to make it work out, okay? So
Yeah,
we got to
yeah.
make it work. You got to go to college, so don't put that in your back of your head. You got to make sure you do it,
Is there any college that you are thinking about?
I was like D1, but besides that, nothing really. Like I haven't really looked into college yet, but I'm going into like junior year. Like when I start going into junior year, I'm probably gonna look at it.
I think you got to start looking
Yeah,
at
we
it
got to start
sophomore
looking
year.
now.
Yeah,
You got to at least have what we told our son, at least 10 colleges ready to go, just so that, a lot of them you're going to apply to and a lot of them you're not going to
You're
get
not
in.
gonna
get into.
So, and a lot of them you got to look at their minimum, requirements and stuff. But like I said, it's good to have a little options.
Start looking at just even if it, like are you gonna want to play sports in college in D1? Like, do you want to
Yeah.
play baseball or football, or like you're like whichever one I'm better at by the time I leave?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah?
Like for me, is the big ones is football and baseball.
Mm-hmm.
But wrestling, like I'm okay. I'm not the best. Like I'm nothing like too special with that one. It's just those two are really big. Like
I think baseball pays more money, but I'm just saying.
Less risk and pays more money.
Yeah, there's less of a risk.
But the good thing is that you have multi sports, so you do more. And hopefully we can, but you're in baseball, so you can't do track, huh?
no. I'm at a I'm too slow anyway.
What do you mean? No, it's called track and field for a reason, though.
Nah,
It's not only running. You got pole vault, you got shot put for,
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's just like I think one of my dream like couple of my dream colleges is Texas, like Texas Longhorns,
Mm.
and Michigan, the Wolverines.
I think your helmet looks like Michigan now.
Oh
right?
yeah, for sure right now. But yeah, those are my two ones like I really want to go to.
Let's start as advice. That's the one thing I do is make sure that you start looking now, right?
Yeah.
Start looking at their admission requirements, seeing what kind of GPA level you need to be at for to apply. Especially like, don't worry too much about the money. Like we're all gonna be in debt. We're all in debt all the time, and I know that's a little scary, financial aid and all that. But there's lots of resources to kind of help along that way. So don't ever fear that part of it. Just go out and complete your dream. Like, go play that D1,
Yeah.
And maybe we'll get Coach B. If anybody wants to sponsor, we can take Andrew to go see a game in Texas. That would be awesome. Yeah.
Or
Hey, I
SC,
don't know.
that's one of my colleges too. SC.
Oh, okay. See,
Yeah.
SC is a little more reasonable. It's just because I don't like to fly, so we driving anywhere.
Yeah.
So you want to drive to Texas, man? We driving to Texas.
No.
But like I
You don't
said,
like
it's-
flying?
no.
He hates flying.
Turbulence is
Like,
it's not the takeoff, it's not the landing, it's just being up there 30,000 feet
It's all
and
shaking.
no, it's not even the shaking part. It's just like if it's just gonna nosedive out of nowhere. So,
Oh.
but yeah, enough about me and my fears. But no, I mean college is gonna be like I said, just always have it in the back of your mind that you have options, especially now as your age and everything. Don't ever not consider nothing because something might just change.
Yeah.
What about grades? Like, how do you do school?
That was
Oh,
one of the
I don't know. That's why I was like, oh.
that was why I didn't like finish my last year's season because my grades, because I went to Mexico and I didn't take care of it before I left. I got kicked off of the team. I had a
What
low-
team?
football team.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And I
Oh, wow.
kicked off, just not eligible to play. So he was
Okay.
still on the sideline during the last couple of games. Well,
Mhm.
one of the game at least. Well, Foothill, right?
It was just Foothill. That's it.
Yeah, Foothill. I mean, you're still there though.
Yeah, I
In
guess.
spirit, man.
But
You're
now
on the
you
roster.
understand how important
Yeah,
it is, right?
it really is. And now I'm in varsity, so they take it to a whole nother level with it.
Oh,
Okay.
Coach Kane does not play
He
around.
does not.
Yeah.
But the first semester, I had like maybe like a two something, like the average. But the second semester, I had, I think, a 3.5 GPA. I got it up. I was like, I'm done messing around.
Good.
But yeah. And then plus Bruno, my head coach over there in baseball, he does not play either. Like, he knows all the
Mhm.
teachers, he knows everyone, and he would just get on your butt about it.
Yeah. And it's really important to have that support system
Yeah,
because
for sure.
it pushes you a little bit further to make sure that you stay committed to your grades and making sure that you are the best player, right?
Mhm.
The whole point of Chamba Sports, too, is to be the best player in the game. And that doesn't mean just athletic-wise, right? That means that you do have to bring it all. Like, your characteristic, your personality, you have to bring those grades in. You have to be able to be the best player, because when colleges look at you, that's what they look at. So
Yeah.
we want to make sure we emphasize that. Like,
Oh, yeah.
you know, same thing with our kid, you know. There's a certain level of standard where you have to be for GPA wise.
The expectations are high.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the reasons why I do sports too, because I'm not a big school guy.
Okay.
I don't really like class or whatever. I love sports. That's why I do it. It's because to keep my grades up, just stay focused on that.
And what about your friends? Because I know sometimes when we're teenagers, you find a certain set of friends, and I heard you say like you have a close circle, right? And
Yeah.
are they very supportive? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like the big supporter like of one of my friends is my girlfriend probably, and then Chewy, or one of my old QB when I was in JV. But yeah.
Okay. Well, I heard girlfriend play sports, so hey, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, is Chewy a good influence?
That's good influences.
Is he a good influence?
Hey.
I guess.
Chewy's a good kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. We always like to play in class a lot. We just like to play around.
Hey, remember
Yeah.
though, it's grades first, then you can play around.
Yep.
It's the first week though. There's no.
No,
You gotta start how you gotta start like you're gonna finish.
You're on
so.
varsity. It's a whole different level
I
on
know.
varsity,
Yeah.
right? So
Just for
Whole
that, Coach
different.
Kane that's watching right now. Yeah.
Hey,
you
yo.
know.
I'm just playing.
yeah. Thank you, Andrew. Again, thank you so much for coming out and joining us. And we appreciate you coming out. Super excited and excited for everybody to kind of hear your story and see what they can take. Is there anybody who you want to thank?
Probably Coach Thompson, Coach V, and then my dad, and then of course my mom. But yeah, like they really just helped me the most. But thank you guys for having me on the podcast too.
Yeah, of course. Super excited, and we can't wait for all of us to see it, because we all get all the feelings inside when we watch the videos. We love seeing all the content. So
Yeah.
thank you again for joining us.
Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Yeah, he really wanted you have you out here, so he was like, "Yeah, we're gonna." And thank you to everybody who helped out Andrew. We want to make sure, hey, he's gonna go to college, and we're gonna make that happen. All right.
Sure.
And,
Okay.
Also, please help. Share it, like and subscribe. I always want to say it.
We'll let him do it.
Yeah. So just please just keep sharing and everything, so it can reach the kids that can influence them and stuff. So.
Yeah. And if any of you are interested, or you know of anyone who might be interested in coming to the podcast and sharing their story, remember, Chamba Sports is about influencing the next generation of athletes. So we want to make sure we do that. If you are from anywhere in town, maybe even from the surrounding towns, Visalia, Tulare, Fresno, if you are interested in coming out to the podcast, sharing your story, feel free to reach us. All of our information is on our social media. So yeah, if you're a mom, dad, and you want to share your story, or you want to pull your kid and say, hey, it's time. It's time. You got to start sharing your story, because we need to get some content out in front of some college recruits. That's what we're here for. So we thank you in advance, and we hope to see all of you guys. We hope to share more stories as time goes by. And once again, thank you again. And thank you, R&R Recycling, for always being our #1 supporter and sponsor. And don't forget to, God, that was your cue.
That was my
like
cue.
and subscribe.
Like
guys.
and subscribe. See, I'm gonna get that eventually. I'm gonna get that eventually.